My mic was muted. Good that I do a sound check every time I start stream. Yeah, welcome back. Hello, hello, hello. How's everyone doing? Okay. Yeah, that that was my bad. Give me a moment to set everything up. Okay. So, you remember when I said I wanted to make videos? So the thing is, I still want to do that, but I think we've had some smaller projects that maybe take like 1 or 1.5 streams to complete. Like, for example, the cave right here, or the overhangs on the side of this wall, or also this castle. And I thought, why not turn these into shorts? Simple, like I could edit this in maybe like half an hour and get at least something to upload. And maybe that can also motivate me to start working on the actual videos. Yeah, that was just the thing that I was thinking about. I was planning on doing shorts anyways, because it's great advertisement. Like shorts and TikTok and all those short form content spreads really, really quickly. And might be a great idea to start that. So yeah, that was what I was thinking about. Just having these short projects that we are doing on the side and turn them into like 30-second videos. Just something really quick. Yeah. I'll see if I do that. If I do, then maybe I start with either this castle or the cave. Yeah, bigger projects would be something like, what are we working on? Did I already forget? Ah, yes, no, the secret dungeon. That's still in production. Oh, I couldn't really call it production because it's mostly just sitting there, untouched. Yeah, and then the next big thing that we're working on right now is this fortress, as well as the entire city, basically. So the fortress could also be put maybe into a slightly longer one. Yeah, still have to decide on that, but yeah, that's probably an easy decision to make. Okay, so for today, the plan is to hopefully finish the fortress, and I want to start by dealing with this, because the idea of adding pale oak wood was there, and it's a nice idea, but I didn't really use it on any other towers, and I also don't want to add it to the other towers, so I just got rid of it. Where is my gradient? I'll just take a new one. Right now it's right here. Okay. Oh, that's too dark. Yeah, okay, that's good. And also right behind. Okay, yeah, that's a quick fix, but I want to do it really quick. And I also think that this pillar might be a little bit too flat. So I want to break it up a little bit using more walls. Oh, is that already too much? Yeah, maybe. Wait, if I just turn it into normal cobblestone, mix in maybe some mossy cobblestone near the top. Oh, that's a little bit better at least. Or also, one thing, I could just go ahead and make the very bottom part mossy. Yeah. Yeah, that's nice. That was just one thing that I was looking at. Another thing that we've missed yesterday was these little side decorations are not on this tower. So, I mean, you're mostly not going to see most of this tower, but I think I still want to add it anyways, just so it's complete. So, yeah. It doesn't really matter all that much. I just right here seems good to me. Oops. Oh wait, actually, I don't like the way it connects to the side of the mountain, so yeah, that's oh wait. Let me make sure that all those insides are also connected. Like this. Was 5 down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 6. And now that's good enough. And now just for some extras. Yeah, that's probably good enough. One more on this side. Do we even need one here? Or do I just close this off? Yeah, honestly, I might just close it off. There's no reason to keep it open. And this will probably be an entrance anyways. So yeah, it's going to work. I'm not even gonna bother with this side because it's too far into the mountain. So let's just go with this. Where does it start? This block. Yeah. I don't have much to talk about. Today is probably going to be a slightly quieter stream. Just want to make some progress. Also, I'm hungry. Maybe I should have eaten, but now it's too late. Okay, this is not great. Okay, that's fine. Now this side. Okay. Yeah, that's just a really quick and easy fix that I wanted. Oh wait, completely forgot. Those walls don't just go down and end nowhere. 5 down, and from here they connect. Yeah. Yeah, good enough. Pillars don't really... Or do they need something? Maybe just some cobblestone walls. Just a little bit. Oh well, good that I did that. I think I completely forgot about all of the pillars last stream, didn't I? Let me check that. Yeah, I did. Okay, my bad. Oh, wait, let me... lag spike, sorry for that. Let me make it a little bit easier for myself. Just so I know where everything is. Okay. Okay, and for connection, This, what was the gradient I had? This one down here. Okay. Damn. And once more, twice more. Okay. It doesn't need too much effort. Most people are most likely not going to see this anyways, so. Okay. So how do we continue? Firstly, I think this wall or this bridge or whatever you want to call it. On one side, I don't like this. This needs some more depth. So I think with the moss kind of making it extend outwards, why not take the other parts and break it inwards like this? This might just fix some of this, make it look more like what is it called? More deep? That's probably not the right word. You know what I mean. Yeah, that's nice. So I think I would like cobblestone at the top because cobblestone already has this broken up look, you know. Okay, and I'm going to add more of these, but just for quick planning. I also believe that some pillars, some more pillars to be precise, on the side of this opening, maybe like something like this, just going upwards, maybe going into a stair. Yeah, that helps a little bit. Doesn't do much, but enough to be honest. Of course, still needs to be textured. So what texture are we going for? Just the normal gradient that we already have? Maybe. Let me try it out. Why not? Oh wait, I have tab replace off, right? Oops. No, tab replace is on. Is there no deep slate? Is there? Yes, there is. But only cobbled and like the polished versions. Okay, okay. Yeah, honestly, that's alright. Doesn't really need too much. So that should really be enough. And one more thing. Maybe make this wall have some cracks like this, you know? That could also help maybe a little bit. Though I don't want to overuse it because that could go quite hard on the eyes. Can I not use... Okay, I think we need to replace some of the deep slate with cobbled deep slate. What is cobbled deep slate? Do we even have it in the palette? I don't think we have. Oh wait. Cobbled deep slate, okay. Yeah, because it's darker. Oh yeah, right. Okay, that makes sense. Probably took it out of the... Well, yeah. I need to be careful not to overuse this. Wait. Oh, that's actually good to know. That doesn't really help with most of these textures because they would only rotate in the wrong direction. Yeah, okay. Let me replace this deep slate. Yeah, I don't know if this inside of the bridge is going to be explorable. Original plan was yes, but I'm not quite sure anymore. But one thing that I was thinking about, do cobblestone stairs. Okay, it actually changes the block. I mean, it makes sense. I just wanted to make sure. Okay. Yeah, maybe some more cracks in here. Make the deep slate deep slate, the moss extend. Not too far though. Yeah, that's honestly all right. Now, one thing that definitely needs to be done is this inside. And that's what I'm going to start with today. So let me actually just completely remove the roof, just so that I have a better view of how big the structure actually is. And maybe, I mean, we could go for like a separation, like making sure that from the outside it's also clear that this is the second floor and this is the first. Oh, maybe. Yeah, I just noticed this looks a little bit cursed. How far down does it go? This is good. Okay. Okay, so this is going to be one block wider. Just so it fits in better with the design that we already have. Yeah, this goes right into the tower, meaning that yeah, making an entrance will be easier. Because I don't need to build another bridge or some kind of connector, you know. Also means that this is no longer symmetrical. No, it just can't be perfect, can it? Do I just say, okay, it doesn't matter anyways? Or do I actually, wait, one thing I could technically go for is, what is the right gradient? Oh, why do I even care? Let's just use this. Okay. Oh, wait. I'm so unorganized today, sorry. What did we have? We had like this mix going from andesite to dead coral to tough to deep slate to smooth basalt. Did I not put that down here? Oh, seems like I really forgot about it. Okay. Okay, now. Yeah, maybe just adding one pillar in here. But still looks cursed in a way. Do I care enough? I don't think I do. Okay, so building this, I want the shading to make sure that on the side of this tower is the darkest part, all the way down. Okay, okay. This might look weird from the inside though. Oh, this is the problem of having just one white walls. Oh, I could also just do some. No, I really can't. This isn't big enough. The room is quite small already. Well, actually, not really. Okay, now we have a bigger room. And this can, in fact, be used. Oh, damn, that was... I only removed the bottom layer. Strong. Okay. Okay, I could do some trickery by just adding a secondary wall right here. And I mean, this is a common tactic with a lot of CTM maps, that you have a room that seems big from the outside, but when you go in, you actually have a lot of just walls and a lot less playable area. I might just do that. Oh, one moment. Okay, sorry for that. Yeah, I'll just clean out this inside really quick and... Oh no. Okay, now we have a lot of room to work with. But I still need the player to eventually come out right here. Or do I? Do I make this layout even more complicated than it needs to be? Oh, I might just do that, to be honest. It's really tempting right now. So let's say the player can go inside here, eventually reaches this point where they can go upwards. And now the player will have a lot of rooms to choose from. Either they could walk out, they could go this path and find a second layer. So this will be 3 stories high. The player could also go here and reach into the tower, which is an option. There's also a 4th layer right here that reaches to the top of the bridge. Honestly, I think that's some nice level design. And also the player could technically choose to explore deeper into the wall. I know I keep coming up with new names for this. Okay, I can't find another name, but you get the joke. So yeah, in the end, all of the yellow wool should be gone. I don't want any yellow wool to be remaining in here. So yeah, this is kind of more gameplay planning right now, if I'm honest. Didn't really plan on doing that today, but okay, here we are. I still need to save some room for secrets and Easter eggs. Okay, let's just keep going and see where this leads. So if we have a double wall, So yeah, this is again one instance of gameplay over world building. Because I want to make sure that this fortress plays nice. That's the top priority. Okay, you go in here. Small room, maybe some pillars coming down from the top that make navigating harder. Now we have more of a separator right here. Oh, wait, this is one too far in. Yeah, like this. In here I would like to fill out some of these walls, just to make it a little bit more, you know, square. Square. Damn. So yeah, let me actually just close this off completely. And from here we could add one path to the front, one to the right. Now add more walls in both directions. So we have a smaller, more narrow path right here. Both eventually lead to the wall. Now it's a wall, okay. I guess we'll just go with wall. And this one will be a smaller door, just for some more symmetry. Even though that doesn't really work. That works. Okay, okay. So you go from a smaller room into one bigger room. Maybe I could also add some windows like at the bottom here, so that the player can look out. Yeah, out. I think. I hope. Outside. Damn. Let me just close off some of these. Make the room have like more shape, you know? Feel more natural. Not natural in this case, but more human-made. Having these weird curves in here makes it, I think, feel weird to play through. Or at least look weird. Hey, to be honest, this might as well just be a bigger room. Yeah, why not? Okay, so the player has a lot of room to decide where they want to go. Again, either this way or like up the... I'm really struggling with whatever this is. Originally it was a bridge. Then it turned into a wall. Now I don't even know anymore what it is. Okay, let me close this off a little bit more. This as well. Now we would still have some extra room right here, just a small one. There could be creeper spawners right at the top here. Okay, and as you can see, we have some gameplay at least. Still very work in progress. Let me remove the pillars for now. Not too sure about them. It's obviously still very work in progress, but at least we have some stuff to go through for the player. How do we manage a path upwards? Do I just go with a simple ladder? I might just do that, to be honest. Yeah, at this point, there could be a staircase. And that could lead over to this side, maybe. Okay, let's just say there's some kind of way upwards for now. There isn't, but let's just act like there is. So the player now stands in this room, and I do think I want this to be a big, more open room, you know, like it is right now, but with some balconies from the inside. Maybe one right here. Could also have a pillar. Oh, this doorway is unnecessarily big. Okay, so player can now walk this way. Oh, there's so much potential for gameplay. I don't even know where to start. Okay, this goes right to the outside, so... Well, but it doesn't need to go right to the outside. There could also just be an extra wall. Yeah, this will work. I hope. Okay, so we have this big room. From here, the player might walk outside, which is nice. There will be a bridge connecting to this side. So this is more of an illusion of choice, but I could also... Let me just add ladders. Maybe add a ladder right here with an extra platform. That... Yeah, we might just have a path that the player can walk right here. This is very close together though. Maybe more this on this side. Oops, my bad. Yeah, okay. Now there's a way outside right here. Ladder goes right there, which looks weird. I just want to make sure there are not too many pillars in the player's path. But that turns out rather tricky right now. I'm making it more hard for myself than it has to be, I think. What if? Just what if? Yeah, that's too much. Have this a little bit smaller. Maybe also just move the ladder one to the side. Now... Oh wait, even better. Could be too wide. Yeah. Okay, this works at least a little bit better. Okay, so now the player actually does have a choice where they go. Now if the player decides to go this way, they might also just go there. But I do want to have a little garden, not garden, what is it called in like castles and fortresses, those little areas behind the castle. Well, I don't know, but you know what I'm going to use it for. Elevation, flatten, radius 3, just so that I don't Yeah, just so exactly that doesn't accidentally happen. Also, why does this keep turning itself back? Yeah, so we need some more room. Right? If I can't... Oh yeah, that's much better now. I was thinking, if I increase the rate, does it mean that it removes more blocks? Answer is yes, it does. So this fall-off pattern doesn't seem to be true at all. Or am I just dumb? No, it really did. I mean, it's half correct, but it definitely isn't a flat fall-off, as we can see right here. Well, I don't know how these work on a technical level, so it's probably correct. Okay, so we have this little path, but also, where do I place the, maybe just right in the middle? Yeah, honestly, why not? Now the player can walk around down here. I will find something to do with this area. Doesn't really matter right now. I still want like a little overhang right here out of wood, you know, maybe from construction that's left over from when this was built. Yeah. This isn't smooth. I just made it worse, didn't I? Yeah, I think I did. Oh well. It's not too bad, to be honest. Okay. Now if the player walks in this room. Ah, this could be like a combat room where the player has to fight while trying to get to the next story. Can you use story in that context? Is that a correct word? Let me actually just block this off as well. So the player maybe has a separate goal. This could be a pathway into this tower. Not symmetrical at all, but we'll have to do for now. Okay, and for this I'm not going to do gameplay right now because it's quite simple. The player will eventually reach the top part. I will have to build a roof, which will like also have some gameplay and then maybe some reward at the end. Now we also still have some room left over here. So I maybe, yeah, honestly, this works for another layer of gameplay. And even a, what is it now? 1, 2, 3, 4, a fifth layer of gameplay right on top of here, because this is where the roof is going to be, and the roof, of course, is also going to be gameplay. No, I'm also I'm already seeing the gas spawners. And the gas like blowing this whole place up. Those creatures are so annoying to deal with, but they might make such great gameplay at some points. Okay, now the question just is, how does the player reach this point? And honestly, I'm not quite sure. could go for just a ladder going up from this side. Like, being a little lazy right now, I know, but it would work in a way. If I add another little balcony right here that maybe extends downwards. Okay, this looks weird, I'm aware, but trust the process. Never mind, I don't trust the process myself. Let's get rid of this. I mean, the idea of a ladder is not bad. I just don't know where to place it. Honestly? Oh, oh. I mean, okay, look. I have an idea. If there's a roof right on top of this place, like right here, there could be a hole in the roof and a hole in this wall. It's not high enough up. Okay, my bad. Let's get rid of that. But the roof is still going to be here. Okay, okay, okay. How do we do this? I mean, if we're already at it, I might as well just use this part that we had from previously and extend it a little bit. It's a really simple solution, I know, but I mean, why not? Why honestly not? But then let's not place the entrance here, but maybe here. Now that I'm looking at it, that same thing could also just work for these ladders. I placed them two to the side. Now we have room to work on. The entrance is free. Yeah, this looks a lot better now. So the player reaches up here. Maybe this could be separated into, honestly looking at like the natural layout, into 3 rooms. Something like this. Yeah. There will be a staircase leading upwards. The structure of the, yeah, like just the way the walls are laid out is kind of weird. I want to do something with this, but I don't really know what. Like just this is like such a messy layout. And I think I could make it work by saying that this part that sticks out a little bit could be, oh yeah, okay, I have it. This will simply be another tower. So this place doesn't really need any more towers, if I'm honest. Okay, I'm going to remove it for, oh no, I will keep it for now, but maybe I will remove it. I'm not quite sure. But that would mean that we need a different path upwards. This is honestly the best that I can see right now. Just on the side of this wall. Really simple. Now the player has reached the top part and we still need a roof. And now comes the hardest question, how do I place the roof for building with this weird layout? Do we even need one, or will this be like have have something more like this. With some more gameplay platforms with a railing sticking out. Kind of feels like that would fit for this area, if I'm honest. But it would still need to stick out a little bit more because of this tower right here. I would like to have it go a little bit higher. Or do we lower the tower? Could honestly do that. Okay, just what if? Just what if? No, I don't think. Wow, what a great word to end the sentence on. I don't think so. Would be better. I don't think. We don't do this thinking thing here. Yeah, honestly, this might just be another area for railings. Having these pillars extend a little bit more upwards. And yeah, honestly, this doesn't even need to be symmetrical. It's completely fine if it's not. Though I still want this to look nice. Okay, so the player reaches the top. Do we keep this tower? Is it too bad? Also, I do think I want these to go a little bit higher to stick out more, you know? This could honestly work to give it more shape. Because I also want this to look great from the bottom, from like outside. And you know, now it's hard to see because it's all just yellow wool. But I do believe this kind of works. Kind of. And honestly, I just might leave this tower just for decoration. No gameplay inside. Speaking of the towers, I think I've kind of forgotten about this one. Yeah, I have. Okay, let me be careful while cleaning it out a little bit. Do I have the room? Yes, but also no, not really. Okay, we will keep it that way. And honestly, this is really simple right here, I know, but oops, might just work as an entrance, right? And here the player has the option to go downwards, which is seems like the main option right now. Honestly, if the player can go up and down, this could also just serve as the normal usual staircase to get to the next level. Yeah, you know what? Why not? Yeah, okay. The next tower, this one right here, we will find something for that. Not too important right now, but I still want this one to have a roof. And this is just going to extend a little bit into the tower, but that's okay, I think. Okay, connects perfectly, that's nice. Maybe a smaller version on the front. Close this off. Okay, it does look kind of weird. Maybe if instead of just these small, like, support beams, if we have them extend all the way downwards, or just the two outer ones. Okay, it's bad if it's all in one color. I noticed that. The bottom is a little bit lighter, then it goes a little bit darker. Tough deep slate on here, and result at the very top. Okay, do we have... Oh, we have, yeah, tough stairs. Yeah, sorry, my allergies are kind of kicking in right now. It's also part of the reason why I'm a little bit more quiet right now. Because it's really distracting. Okay. Honestly, looking at this, I believe this entire fortress doesn't really need any castle roofs. They look fancy, but I think don't really fit in well. Okay, we tried. But yeah, this is in this case also going to stay just as a this kind of gameplay roof. Give me a moment, my nose is running. Oh man, damn allergies. annoying. I can't really do anything about it, so yeah. If I block this off, now we take out the yellow wool again. Just keeps looking weirder and weirder. Okay, this works finally. Okay, kind of cheating with the way all of these extra pillars are in the way to break up the pattern, but it works. So why not? I don't even know what I'm doing. Where do we go from here? Yeah, texturing. That was the original plan, so let's keep going with that. I really got distracted from the original plan right now, sorry. Texturing, I said. Layout, I did. Oops, we placed the wrong block. I know I misplaced again, but I don't really care anymore. Okay, and some andesite on the outside. Now this looks kind of weird with the towers not really having, or like the pillars on the towers not really having any shading. Do I care enough? Maybe I do. Maybe I don't. No, I don't know. I don't know. Okay, let's just pretend like nobody is going to notice that that's actually a tower pillar thingy. Good enough. Okay, okay. Okay, this side. Oh, this side doesn't really have much. Maybe if we extend like a little bit to the bottom side. Just a little bit. That was already way too much. And now this obviously clashes with the other side. Feel like I'm on the wrong. Yeah, I am. Okay. I need my gradient laid down like this in my inventory just so that it's a little bit easier to read what blocks I need next. This feels really early to start andesite. might also just be too early. Okay, let me get out some stone. Just as an extra. So it isn't too noticeable, maybe. I know it wasn't originally planned or part of the gradient, but now it is. I keep not planning far enough ahead. You see, with there being a stair here, the darker spots would extend a little bit further outwards or upwards, which also means that this part of the wall is already too light. This goes too far, even though it's very close to the next wall. Okay, again, I might need to say this a few more times. I have never done shading before, apart from last stream, so this is very much a learning experience for myself. So yeah, not everything is going to be great. And there will be a lot more darker spots in this place because it's right between two walls. Okay, yeah. So because one of those walls ends right here, it's going to get lighter right around this spot. So that makes sense, I believe. And yeah, I will also get some different blocks in here. Make sure that it all separates a little bit better. Because right now it's just one flow of blocks going into each other with no real structure in the building itself. It's just a square. I'm going to fix that. Just let me finish shading for now. Andesite. Okay, I can actually go with andesite here because there's not much to shade on this side. Okay, okay, okay. Let me just quickly go over these. Okay, and what I meant with giving the building a little bit more structure was basically like adding some of these types of pillars, but maybe more inside. So what block would work? I'm thinking of stone bricks, but honestly, I don't. Would stone bricks even work? Like as a foundation, maybe, but no. Like something like this, like an outline. No. Let me just get on with shading for now, and I will think of something while building. And this is not going to be too dark, maybe tough. Tough going into some dead coral. And really just a small bit of andesite at the top. And this is a lot darker again. Not this dark. Okay. Yeah, we do need some separation, like in the buildings. Like right now, like what we did with this tower is the wall side is a lot darker than the pillar side on the outside. As you can see, it separates nicely. And the walls are a lot darker, which also make them stick out a little more. Right here, we don't really have that. Like these block palettes are the same, so they mix in with each other seamlessly. What outline block would fit is the question. Because I don't see any outline right now, to be honest. It's really hard to find something. I don't think, like, one thing that I'm struggling with right now is when using shading as a building technique, it's really hard to find, like, outline blocks. Like basalt and polished basalt is not bad, and it fits in with the color scheme. Oh yeah, honestly, smooth basalt is already in the, yeah, in the, what is it called, in the palette, so this might just work. Okay, and the top, like those, I really don't know what any of this is called, what I'm building, right? I'm just making up names as I go. Hey, Big Boy Card Kid, welcome. How are you doing? Yeah, maybe if I instead go for walls. 2 blocks high, maybe? Oh, wait. What about chiseled stone bricks? Honestly, not too bad. But now that we have an outline, it's also... I'm not sure about the outline. It's great to have like something to separate these two buildings color-wise. But I think in terms of just a normal outline, this doesn't really work. I might really need to just find a new gradient for the top part. Oh, that's great to hear. Yeah, welcome to my stream. I'm building an adventure map right now. And yeah, plan for today is to build this fortress. Getting better at building is a long process. What I personally did is I looked at a lot of other people's works and just kind of picked out some block palettes that I maybe use. some building techniques, try to reapply that. Most importantly, don't follow block by block tutorials. Maybe look at finished buildings, look at what blocks they used, what structures they built, and try to reapply some of that. Get inspiration, very important. And then one more thing, if you build like buildings, all buildings are made out of just some shapes put together. As you can see, one square here, one square here. And you can eventually combine them. And if you build them up, add a little bit of details, can turn out like something more like this. As you can see, it's still in the process. So this was just a box at the beginning. I added some yellow wool as guidelines as to where I want to place things. And then I started coloring with a gradient. Gradients is also like, you can figure that out, I think. Just go from darker to lighter, or maybe like find something that connects the two colors that you have, and then just play around with that. And yeah, it's a long process. It will take some time, but be patient, and I am sure that you will be able to build something great as well. Yeah, like this, for example, this was what I'm building right here. Is also my very first time attempting to use shading in buildings. And it's still very rough around the edges, but like just learning as you're doing stuff is a great way of finding new skills to work with. Okay, this was the... Yeah, if I get rid of the outlines, maybe just have the very bottom be a little bit darker. Yeah, that blends in much nicer. You can really see the difference in height between these two buildings. Yeah, that works. That works, honestly. Mossy cobblestone. Yeah, that fits in a lot better. Like, as you can see, building is just a big trial and error, game of trial and error. You will figure it out as you go, and you will make a lot of mistakes, but doing that is part of the learning process. Okay, for this, I think I want to transition back to normal cobblestone. Right around these parts where it gets a little bit lighter. And also maybe a patch of moss could work in here, like at the very top. If I just try this out. Okay, so we have this gradient going from moss block to mossy cobblestone to tough. We already have some tough here, so connecting this should be easy. And right here I can improvise a little. I'm going from tough to andesite. Do I have something laid out down here? Tough to andesite. Just some dead coral block in between. Yeah, I'm messing up my inventory right now, but well. And with that, we've also mostly fixed the problem of the pattern starting too early. This is one thing that I'm noticing. Oh, wait, we don't even go to andesite here. This can just stay as tough. Okay, much pass. That's a nice mix of words. Moss patch. Okay. I could also keep going a little bit. Break this up. Maybe have the moss go a little bit higher. Oh no, I would need to add more to the gradient. I don't really feel like doing that right now. Maybe just having it broken like this is enough. If I add some walls. Yeah, that's honestly alright. Now for more depth, I would go with just the moss plants. Carpets are nice because they add just this tiny bit of depth, but I don't know, it just works. And plants, be really careful with those because you can easily place way too much of them. Okay. But now as we can see, this is still just one big box, which is not quite what I was going for here. So I would go with adding some windows maybe. Oh wait, yeah, we have a double wall. Just the same type of windows we have on the tower. Which is simple, yes, but yeah, why not? If it works. It definitely does work, but it still looks too square right now. Okay, honestly, yeah, I mean, why not? If I just add some additional pillars right on these two sides. Yeah, it gives it a lot more depth, which is what we are going for right now, so I will decorate them the same way I did the pillars on the tower. Yeah, okay. That works a lot better now. Of course, this pillar is a little bit in the way, but that's nothing I can't fix just by extending the stairway. And we don't need to be too precise. Okay, and decoration. Moss, of course. Wait. I just had replace block off and... Oh, okay, I get it. It's probably because I have Tinker on. I was confused for a moment. Am I going too far down with the moss? No, it will work. Oh, look, the tuff starts at around the same height that the tuff on the actual building starts. Okay, just some dead coral, not too much. To be honest, those are too similar, I think. If I instead go for a more darker look, Like now taking the walls from the tower instead of the pillars. That might work a lot better, right? Oh yeah, it does. Okay, okay. So let's go with that. Wait, I'm an idiot. Yeah, I could have just type copied the block the entire time, and it's always correctly positioned compared to. Yeah, okay, that's completely my bad. I wasted probably so much time on this. Oops. Okay. And now, thanks YouTube. I do still want to add some more walls. But honestly, I just noticed if I remove or if I replace the parts where tough is with tough walls, then there's no tough left. If I instead leave the block, then the walls blend in a lot better. Like what I mean is it just feels like the walls are kind of out of place because they don't blend in with anything. Because walls, because they have a different depth, they don't really use in the gradient the same way a full block would. Why did I say use instead of work? Well, you get what I mean. Okay, okay. That's nice. Do I do anything with this side or do I just leave it open? I think I'll leave it open, to be honest. And yes, of course, the side is not going to stay. It's just not what I'm focusing on right now. Okay, I want to make this wall. So let's get the gradient back out. Where was it? What was it? Also, never mind. I want it to look a little bit different than this building. So if I can't really go for the tower gradient because the wall directly connects to a tower. And also can't really use the wall gradient because it connects directly to the wall. This goes too dark, which is not really the plan. Let me just pick out some new blocks, maybe. Yeah, maybe cobble deep slate this time. Tough is always works, to be honest. This time a different coral block also. And then smooth stone, which has a more noisy look, but or not noisy, but it has an outline which makes it look weird at some points. What if I mix that in with normal stone? Or do we have something that mixes in well with smooth stone? I don't think we do. Okay, yeah. Let's just start building and we'll see how it evolves from there. So a lot more darker blocks right around this side because it's at a corner. Oh wait, okay. That's not a problem, to be honest. Let me just replace it all with yellow wool so we can start from beginning more easily. Okay. Wait, give me one moment. Okay, sorry. Okay, so here we have the darker parts extending all the way down and a lot further up again. Let me. Why can't I press G? I have G bound to the type replace or type copy. Oh wait, it's because a cobble deep slate doesn't have a rotation. Okay, that's good to know actually. I was worried for a moment. Okay, so this is a very dark beginning. So I think I want the switch to be a little bit more hard, which it is right now. Maybe even a little bit too hard. Okay, wait. Let me just mix in normal deep slate right in between. Because yes, I want dark spots, but I don't want it to just be dark, you know? Like it doesn't need to start with the darkest part all the time because that means that it will stay dark for a lot longer. So yeah, you really need to be careful with the block placement. It's really easy to mess up is what I've learned so far. Going too dark for too long. Okay, and now honestly I don't really like the pattern of that coral block. That's too noisy. Is that the one we already have? No, it's not. Okay, that's great. It'll work. Okay, wait. Corner means a little bit darker. Wait, that's not right. Did I copy the wrong? Oh no, I copied the wrong block. This side is a little bit darker. Oh, well, it's going to work. Yeah, just noticed that the rotation is weird. Okay, yeah. Let me get rid of that block and add this one in. And here it's a lot darker, obviously. But again, I don't want to stay dark for too long. Because these dark blocks do make, like, they draw a lot of attention. Yeah, I could use... Oh, no. No. I thought smooth stone would be nice, but I think that's not quite on my skill level right now. Rocks like this. Is that too dark? Yeah, I believe it is. I'm being honest. Okay, more tough extends further down. Also, I completely forgot about the tough in this edit right here. Okay, that's better now. Wait, never mind. The top part is will not be colored for now because it's part of these like pillars that stick out. I want them to look a little bit different. Polish tough. I was thinking because with this being its own tower, I do want a little bit of a divider in here that makes sure that the player knows that this is a different building. Maybe a line like this, would that work? One thing that I also started to notice right now with the gradient building, or not gradient, but the shading technique, is that you don't really have any room for patterns anymore. Like this just looks cursed together with all the shading. I also believe that my gradients right now are a little bit too hard. Like it goes from the color difference, like the light difference is a little bit too harsh. Which I'm not going to change it, but it's just one thing that I've noticed. So for future builds, I might want to do this a little bit differently, like find more nicer colors for... Oh no, that doesn't really work. find nicer colors to mix in. Have the gradient maybe not be from dark to light, but just like limit it a lot more. Instead of having it go from here to here, just have it go from maybe here to here. So that, yeah, like that it's not really, that's a lot more subtle, you know? Not so in your face. As you can see right now, it goes from really light blocks, like normal stone, light gray, to black stone. And yes, black stone works great in this corner right here because it's really dark anyways, but yeah, and in places like this, this just gets a little bit too dark. We will keep going for now, but I'll keep all of this in mind for the next time we build something. You know what? I think, oh wait, we have something that I could mix in, just polished andesite maybe. If we already have a pillar block, then I might as well just shade that one as well. And we can also go with polished deep slates on the darker parts down here. Oops, not this one. Okay, let's just paint this for now and see where it's going. What colors do we have? Oh yes, just this small amount of deep slate at the bottom. Now I want a lot more tough. Then some dead coral and stone at the very top. Yeah, something like that. I want to do the front now. I've been looking forward to this whole time. To just like this is what still is missing to make this look even better. Like what I'm trying to say is the back is not as noticeable as the front, because you start from the front and I want the first view of the fortress to be done before I finish the back. Yeah, let's just, what are the blocks? I keep forgetting what blocks I'm using. The ones in my inventory. It's not that hard. Okay. Just some deep slate at the very bottom. Ignore the pillar for now, because that's going to have its own colors. And then tough. A lot of tough. I was thinking for a moment if I just apply all of this to a gradient painter and make my life a lot easier. But now I'm already at it, so why not just keep going? Yeah, this is starting to go in the right direction. I maybe want just some stone here. Also, I'm still not too sure about the balancing of this area. Like, it's supposed to be the third area, so I might want to introduce iron in this area. But I'm not too sure where I would hide iron for now. Maybe we'll add some more caves later. Just some small caves, like nothing too special. Okay, and we can go with tough as the darkest block at the top here. One deep slate can't hurt. Yeah, okay. Now the pillar is going to be the same as all of the other pillars, because I'm too lazy to come up with a new block palette. So I need to make sure not to forget that there's still yellow wool inside. Oh no, what was it? Okay, it was probably tough. Okay, and here, mossy cobblestone again. Tough, and let me just dig down for now. Not so far down. Yeah, it doesn't matter. This is just the inside that most people are not going to see anyways. Okay, nice. So now, okay, let me just do this side as well for now. So I'm done with one thing before moving on to the next one. Hey Dioli, welcome back. Nice to see you. I just painting this fortress right now. Progress is slow, but I think it looks great. And I've also done some rooms inside. So yeah, we have this entire dungeon now to explore. Some special rooms, some hidden areas, maybe down here. And yeah, that's what we're doing right now. As you can see, it's taking shape a lot better now. I don't really measure the percentage that often, so I'm actually not sure. If I look at this right now, I think we've not moved too far since last time because I've spent most of my time texturing this fortress. The city is still not even started mostly. So yeah, I would say maybe yeah, maybe wait, the last time you asked me were we still at 45%? Because I was about to say 45 again. I didn't have many interesting activities, to be honest. Yeah, I spent most of my time just inside. most of my friends don't really live near me, so I can't do much with them. Unless I want to travel for like 8 hours. Oh yeah, okay, so yeah, let's just say 49 for now then. In terms of like the whole map, because this fortress is just not big enough to really count the percentages up. Yeah, it depends on what I'm building. But yeah, I've been you remember the horror map I talked about that I might want to do on stream? I've been in my head at least working on a pathfinding model for the AI. And it seems to work, at least in my head. So the way it would work is you have this map. The entire map gets procedurally generated, and you have a room, and you have doorways, which would be iron bars on the grid. And the entity will use that grid, and let's say the entity is here, this block gets green. Now the entity looks, where are doorways that it can go through, and it sees one here, and then okay, wait, it sees one right here, and then it places entities on both sides. Both entities have different names depending on what direction it is. So this is west, so it would be 4. This is north, so it would be 1. Like you see at 1, 2, 3, 4. And so you have this entity, 1 and 4. Now it goes to this one. It sees there's one way in this direction, meaning that it places an entity, this time with the number 3 because it's south. And it sees, okay, this is the goal. This is where we want to end up. So it stops the process. It says, okay, let's look at the numbers. We have 3 and we have 4. So it tracks these back and creates this line, which then gets finished up, and now the entity knows where to go. I don't know if that was understandable or not, but I have actually never done like proper, or I've never really worked with pathfinding before. This is my very first time just making this up in my head. So I hope it's going to work, but I don't really see why it shouldn't work. Yeah, I wish my friends would be closer to me, but yeah, that's just the thing with internet friends. Like they are going to live far away, and that's just how it goes. It's painful sometimes, but it gives me a reason to, or something to look forward to, you know? Yeah, so my biggest problem with modern horror maps in Minecraft is mostly just that they are not really horror map, but just jump scare fests. And I want to get rid of that problem by making a horror map that is actually genuinely scary and unpredictable. And I'm taking a lot of inspiration from games like Alien Isolation, if you've played that. Oh, you're only sound mode. Okay, then just imagine the blocks I just placed. Oh, and then have fun with your family, of course. That's nice to hear. Yeah, I hope you're having fun. And I'm still not too sure if I want to make this horror map. It's still in the, I would say, early planning phases, where I'm still contemplating on whether or not I actually want to go through with that idea. Because it would still be like it's a smaller project, but it would still be a significant amount of work. So I need to be careful if I actually start doing that. Okay, I need some wood. That sounds interesting. I've never played Gary's mod, but yeah, I think that this could have some potential. Like the way you're saying it right now reminds me of what is it called? I still have it in my Steam library. Wait a moment. This one source engine horror game. Cry of Fear. Cry of Fear. Yeah, what you just described reminds me a lot of Cry of Fear. Like also this source mod or source engine looking game that is set in the city. Really, really good horror game. Yeah, I see. Again, I'm not sure, but if I do it, I think it's going to work. It's just the question if I do it or not. Yeah, damn. That's that is fun, I guess. Oh, Cry of Fear is actually one of the most well-known indie horror games. I can really recommend it. It's old. It's really unstable, crashes a lot, just like Source games do. But it's genuinely one of the scariest horror games I've ever played. And I think a lot of people will agree with me on that. So it is completely free on Steam. So if you have the time, I can really, really recommend it. I'm not sure if it's not no longer available in Germany. I'm lucky because I have downloaded it, but the store page is not no longer up. At least not in Germany. I think it is because they didn't change when the EULA changed. Like there was this thing where games now have to include an age rating, and I think because the developers abandoned the game because like it's finished, there's no more work to do. I think they didn't update the age verification, and therefore it's no longer available in Germany. But I still have it, which I'm very happy about. Yeah, but I mean, just because it's not available on Steam doesn't mean that you can't play it anymore. I'm sure there will be, at least in Germany, again, it will probably available for you. But I'm sure you will be able to find mods or like re-uploads of the map somewhere on the internet. It's just sad because I like to have my stuff on in Steam. I'm talking as if I don't have the game. I have it again. Yeah, I need to replay it someday again. It's been a long while since I last played it. Okay. Oh, that's just perfect. I can't even see the yellow wool. Okay, I'm just going to remove some of these blocks. Yeah, that would also be an option. I'm not sure if it's available in Russia. It might be, but actually, let me just take this time and look it up real quick. That shouldn't be a problem. SteamDB has all of the information. Okay, no, it's only restricted in Germany, so you should be able to play it. Again, completely free on Steam. Full game for free, so no reason not to try it. Okay, I think I need some fences. Spruce and dark oak, probably. Just a few. Wait, maybe I should turn off freeze frame. Just to make this whole building look a little bit more messy and like falling apart. I think that works great. Oh, that's sad. Yeah, Marvel Rivals is incredibly fun. That's sad that you can't play it. Like, I say that it's fun as someone who doesn't like to play competitive shooters or shooters in general. I mean, it's a hero shooter, so you can debate on whether or not it's actually one, but you get the point. I think my 2 months Marvel Rivals phase was really unexpected. Like I didn't even plan on playing the game in the first place, and then it just took over my life. But yeah, I'm sorry that you can't play it. That's really sad. Yeah, and then again, if the servers are not up, or if it's like region blocked in game, then that's probably also like you could probably download the game, but I'm not sure if you could play it. I'm not sure how all of this actually works, but I would guess with online games that's kind of a little bit more tricky. Okay, and with that, this pillar's also done. Do I add some walls just for depth? Yeah, that's how I would imagine it to work. But yeah, that's really sad. Oh, this goes all the way down. Um, yeah, or get a virus. That's you really need to be careful with that, please. But I'm sure I don't need to educate you on that. But something feels wrong about those blocks. Did I completely skip the coral blocks? No, I did not. Oh well. Okay, okay. Honestly, I like the wood structure on this side. Gives it a lot more depth and details when it's usually just a flat wall. And there's still room to add windows. Now what do we do with the pillars up here? I know we could go with fences. A mix of fence, walls, and iron bars. Just mix all together. Where are the tough walls? There. And iron bars. Okay, so how I would imagine this is one wall at the very bottom. Then wood fences right next to those. Let me turn on Tinker. And an iron bar at the top. I am pressing random buttons. I like this maybe. Hey Mikamo, nice to see you. Oh, that just messed up everything. Yeah, I forgot to turn on no frames, no updates again. My bad. Okay, but I'm not too sure about this design. Yeah, of course, thanks for the follow, Mikamo. Getting the numbers up. Yeah, no, I don't know. Okay, wait. That could honestly work. If I put, yeah, if I put an iron bar on top, the wall gets a little pattern. And what if I just out of curiosity, oh no, the normal fence would fly. If I add a fence gate, and now extend the iron bars. No, this also looks kind of cursed. Okay, staying with just this. It's a simple pattern, but it works, I guess. Oh wait, I have one more idea. Let me try this out. If I, instead of iron fences or iron bars, place a wooden fence and then an iron bar on top of that. No, maybe. Not this. Yeah, this is a lot of experimentation right now. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just trying things out. Okay, but it's going in the right direction at least. And now, maybe, wait, let me, if I find mossy cobblestone and replace every other block like this. I need to get rid of those iron bars. Oh, this is hard. This is hard. I'm not good with railings. Okay, this is honestly a lot better now. Oops. Oh wait, this doesn't connect properly. Um, okay, this it's still not perfect, I know, but it's something. Never mind. I don't like the way that the iron bars are very flat at the top. Oh, I can't decide on anything right now. Oh yes, of course. The banner looks nice. I really enjoy the way it looks on my profile. Like what I said last time is completely true. I am happy about that. And I mean my previous one was also really simple, so that's a nice replacement. Okay, maybe slabs, but different looking ones. Yes, maybe. I'm really just trying stuff out right now. No, not quite it. Damn, who would have known that just building a simple fence railing is so hard? Yeah, sure, of course. If I need anything, I'll just ask you. But so far, I'm happy with how it's going. I might start uploading some shots because those are very easy to edit, and I could have done so a long time ago. Can honestly finish one today. And maybe it will get me back into like the editing thing. Finally, actually building, or not building, but finally actually editing my videos. Yeah, exactly. I think if I didn't start streaming this, probably not even the forest would be done right now because I just don't work on my own. In fact, I'm not even sure if this dungeon, the secret area, would be done. Wait, I have a new idea. I have a new idea. This might work. I need stairs. I'm going to make this pattern even more complicated now. Stairs on the side, then blocks reaching up, maybe 2 walls in between. Yeah, exactly. The thing that actually started this whole streaming journey was I was working on a different project, on a different Minecraft project that completely grew out of my hand. Like I was not able to support that anymore and needed to like move on and find something to do while gathering resources to be able to do that project. And streaming was the most logical conclusion for me. So here I am, I guess. I guess like streaming and just finding someone who's willing to watch and keep that routine up is a great way actually. Because the problem is not like that I don't want to make progress or that I'm too lazy to make or not yeah, it's not that I don't want to make progress, it's just that I don't know when is a good time to make progress. It's you could call it laziness in a way. I know I'm speaking a lot of words. I don't really have a meaning, but is that the other guy you brought into stream when I was working on the wall on the like cliff side? If that's him, then yeah, I remember. But I need to make this clear. I'm very, very bad with remembering names. So don't I'm not trying to insult anyone when I don't remember their name. It's just a skill issue from my side. Like I remember the person, just not the name. One moment. Okay, sorry for that. I'm back. Yeah, that's nice to hear. Yeah, I'm always interested in people in people doing stuff in Minecraft, especially like series and lore. Because even though the like this side of the community is growing again, it's still kind of niche. So no, I would assume that it's a lack of marketing at this point. What I would suggest is not only doing videos, but also like shorts, uploading them on all kinds of platforms that support short form content. And that should probably help a lot. But marketing is really easy to mess up. And you also need to keep it up because otherwise people will simply forget. Also, like, if this is a way of you trying to get me to watch the stuff, of course you can just send me a link on Discord or like that, you know. Of course, when there's no English sub, it's going to be a little harder for me, but it's not going to stop anything. Can still try at least. Yeah, if there's a way for me to watch, I would gladly do that. Okay, the mossy cobblestone does look nice, but I do think it needs some more variation. Like, right now it's only mossy, maybe just a normal cobblestone, to be honest. Yeah, sure. I might not be able to understand what he's trying to tell, but I can still just watch it, or at least look at what is going on, and then make a better picture of this once English sub is out. Yeah, honestly, I like this railing. We finally found something that works. Only took like 20 minutes. Okay, this is tricky. What do I do here? Okay, then so it's this kind of very deep lore that you really need to understand the language for to understand what's going on. But that's all right. I can at least try to look at the cinematography. What a hard word to pronounce. To be honest, this looks weird. I mean, of course, the earlier works always tend to need some extra work, or like are not as polished, but that's just part of the process. So yeah, I'm interested at least. Honestly, am I just lazy with this? No, I can't really. Now that's the problem with patterns like this, where they stick out an extra block. That on corners, they tend to get really messy. If I just move this out one block. I mean, what's stopping me? I can just move all of this. And this works a lot better, at least. Still not perfect, but oh yeah, I really made it hard on myself with this corner, didn't I? Uh, um, Okay. Seems like he has some bigger projects, some bigger ideas for that project. Could be interesting. But yeah, I get it. It's hard to do such works, especially like animation isn't easy. Even or like especially if you're alone. It's trying to use a different word because I said especially too often, but yeah, I get that. Long roadmap and not enough time or motivation to work is what killed most of my projects. Okay. Yeah, again, I'm willing to take a look. Who would have known that this single fortress will take up so much time? I mean, in a way, it makes sense because it is a rather big building, and it's my first time doing shading. But then again, this is taken extremely long, and it's not even finished. Like I would say, with this fortress, I'm maybe 65% done. Is what I would guess right now, if I had to make up a number. Yeah, but nice to hear that you help him out a lot. I'm sure that even though work is still hard, it makes it a lot easier to have someone help out with all the details. That's really nice. Where are my blocks? I can't find my blocks. My inventory is too messy again. I need to. Yeah, let me just fix my whole inventory really quick. For some reason, I need to press Shift to scroll downwards or to activate this destroy item. Wait, it's not working. Oh, now. Okay, okay. Damn, that was a lot of pages of inventory. Okay, once more. Let me pick out the blocks. Okay. The darker blocks I'm not going to need because this is very far up and it's really light up here. With video icons, do you mean thumbnails by any chance? Thumbnails is honestly a pain. I usually, for my thumbnails, I just take a screenshot of my progress and use that. Or I let YouTube do this automatic thumbnail, where it just takes a random moment from the video and I hope it's good. Usually it's not, but I'm also not really in the mood to create thumbnails, if I'm being honest. So much work. Yeah, it's just there's so many projects that I want to do alone already, so I don't know if I could support picking up another project. This whole idea of the horror map is already really scratching the very bottom of what I am capable of doing. In terms of amount, not in terms of the actual work, but no problem, no problem. Yeah, because I already have 2 other maps that I've never talked about on this channel that I'm working on in the background. One rather simple idle game kind of experience, and one whole different horror map that is focused more on story. And what is it called? Chapter progression. And yeah, those are 3 big projects together with the CTM map. My idle game is mostly focused on the mechanics, like all the math and so many command blocks. The different horror map is currently on pause because I'm working on the pathfinding model, which takes a lot of work with only command blocks, as you can imagine. And the CTM map has highest priority right now. I feel like this needs something at least. Some kind of extra detail, this wall. Or does it? Is it okay if it's just blank like that? No, it's not that I want to work alone. It's just that I can't support picking up another project. If we were to help each other out, that would be a whole different topic. So I'm not sure how helping me out with the CTM map would work. Um, honestly, wait, you're watching without video right now. Okay, let me explain it with words. Um, it's not really an idle game because it's like in Minecraft, and Minecraft obviously wants to be played actively. So it's mostly just you have this platform that you're standing on, and you have different blocks, and those different blocks can be mined for currency, and they have a random chance to upgrade every tick and give different currencies. And you go through this map upgrading each block individually until you eventually level up and reach enough specific currency to ascend, which is where the map completely resets, but you gain a lot of extra bonuses. And that's basically the loop. And it's so heavy on command blocks and math because it uses all those different currencies and decimal numbers that Minecraft usually doesn't even support. So I have to make up a lot of stuff to work around Minecraft's limitations. And the horror map is that was my original idea. It's a map that I was originally planning to make an actual game about, like not in Minecraft, but a real actual game. But then I quickly realized that I don't have the capacity to work on full game, a full game, sorry. Um, and then after a long break, I eventually decided to make it into Minecraft because that's the engine I know and that I can build on. Yeah, and I can't really talk about what the horror map is about because it's so full of spoilers that I can't give any details. Basically, it's just you walk through a labyrinth-like layout area, try to progress by solving puzzles while evading a monster that is constantly chasing you. And the reason this map is so hard to make for me is you know Alien Isolation, the horror game that is known for the monster that has a seemingly perfect AI for horror games because of how scary it works. Like the players actively getting like the alien actively searches for the player, not just roams around the map until it eventually stumbles across the player. It actively searches for the player using AI. And I'm trying to imitate that AI in Minecraft. And so far I'm making great progress. So the entity is currently able to search for the player, but it's missing a lot of key functions like searching hiding places. Right now it can only work from room to room. And yeah, stuff like that. So making this AI model is what's taking most of my time. And then it has different moods, like it can be angry, it can be calm, and that will impact how accurately it will be able to track the player and how fast it's running. Yeah, I'm not even asking for help. I'm just explaining what I'm working on. Yeah, and that was the whole plan because I played a lot of horror maps from other creators and noticed really quickly that they all use basic Minecraft AI, which doesn't really work in with horror maps because Minecraft's normal entity AI just makes the entity wait in front of your hiding place for ages. Or the monster, it doesn't really add to like any horror factor. It's just kind of roaming around until it eventually sees you or not. And it's not really scary, and most Minecraft horror maps rely heavily on jump scares. And after playing too many of those maps, I was completely fed up with all of that and decided to make my own. Like turn what I had into my own map. Because as I said, it was supposed to be a real game. Okay, I think the progress on one side is going great, but on the other side, I have some problems with how these two sides are blending together. I think the pillar needs a different coloring. If I go for a more darker approach, going from moss to... Yeah, exactly. The thing left is to actually make those or turn those plans into reality. And like it's all in my capability, so I am able to do those things. But it just takes so much time. And as we've established earlier, I tend to not really finish my work, so that's also a huge problem. Okay, I want to go from moss to, where do we go? Smooth basalt in 4 blocks. So obviously mossy cobblestone is always a great great block. Rough and deep slate, maybe? Honestly, yeah. Yeah, the turning it into reality part is the one where trouble starts. It's also not like these maps don't require any building of set pieces. Like I would still have to go through all the things that I'm going through with this map, which is the actual building part of things. Okay, no. Change of plans. It is not the pillar. It is the shading. Because the shading is on one side. It gets darker around here. But here where a corner is, there's no shading, which means that the sides blend together way too much. Okay, my bad, my bad. So all I need to do is just a quick reworking the shading. Okay. Was this too much? Kind of feels like too much. Okay, but now at least it separates properly. Like you can see the shading feels different now from each other, the two sides. Okay, okay. This works a lot better now. Oh damn, we are making some good progress. This is it's basically just the inside and some very small parts on the outside. Okay, let me use some filler blocks for now so that the yellow wool doesn't shine too bright. It's really distracting when trying to take screenshots. Okay, what blocks do we go for with the floor? I might want to do a fun little pattern. Um, I really want to use smooth stone. I've let it off for so long now. And I believe smooth stone could work with polished diorite. Yeah, and something like this. Okay, it might be a little bit too light though. I might need to go for darker blocks. Yeah, cats are cute. Maybe if I go for polished deep slate and polished tough instead. That's a lot darker, but still looks similar in pattern. Honestly, yeah. Okay, with that, the yellow isn't as noticeable anymore. Oh wait, never mind, there's still some left over here. Then there's barely any yellow wool left now. Just one, so some details. But that's okay. Yeah, that sounds like something a cat would do. I don't know, cats on one side can be like, um, you know, most of funny internet cats are often not like nice or like act like they're the kings and queens. But actually, I think if you take good care of your cat and actually care for them, they can also become really, like, what's the word, affectionate? Is that correct? I would say that's a sign that you take good care of your cat, which is nice. Okay, I can actually, I think, like, yeah, it's not done, but I can leave it like this for now until I make some more progress. Can I? Maybe more windows? Windows always look nice. Wait, that doesn't really work. Oh, it's unsymmetrical. Oh no. Oh well. Um, Maybe just two windows here. Oh no, it's... Oh, why did I place the walls like this? Oh man. That's so cute. Yeah. There's enough room for three windows. Amazing. Okay. But three might look a little bit cursed. Yeah. But these two are too far apart. So let me move them one block in each and then just fill this out. Good enough. Yeah. Wait, one thing I noticed is I didn't place any moss patches in a long time. So there's more than enough room to do that. Mm, yeah, honestly, I could just make this wall be a little bit more broken up. Ah, yeah, time to get ready for school again. That's always annoying, but yeah, that's just how it goes. Okay, this might mess things up now. But if I... Oh, no, I can't do that because of this entrance. It's about to move an entire tower one block to the side, but it would block the entrance off to a different building. Okay, I'm kind of lost on what to do for now. I think I've kind of used up my working power. Okay, I will add one more moss patch, maybe two. Oh, this feels like a good place to just break the wall open. And then place some moss inside. Oh yeah. Have it spread like in the room. Oh, this is nice. I can't really use mossy cobblestone because that's too light of a block. No, we don't have that. That honestly sounds like a pain. Because it's not really a vacation if you are required to work for free, even at that. Like having to work is one thing, but for free during the vacation, that sounds like a lot of pain. If that's what you mean, at least. We've never, or like I at least on my school had never had to done, or never had to done that, do that. Damn, words are hard. This is the first time I get this. Oh damn. This is the first time I get this gradient out. Ugh. That is not the right block. Oh wait, it's because type replace is on. Yeah, let me turn that off again. Yeah, it still sounds very annoying though. But I guess if you're used to it. Gardening is also relaxing, so I guess that's alright. Okay, okay, this honestly looks nice. I didn't think this gradient would come in this handy again. And one more moss patch right here, because this patch just looks too empty for my taste. But I don't know if it will actually work if I just add more textures. No, honestly, no. No, it doesn't need a moss patch. Okay, I need to remove all of the leftover yellow wool. Oh, there's a lot of leftover wool. Oh my god. Okay, do I have everything? I placed the wrong I pressed the wrong button. Okay, I will actually make it simple for myself and just replace it with andesite, I think. Okay, this one right here was not supposed to be andesite, but that's not a problem. Okay, okay. With that, there should be not a single block of yellow wool back left or in this side of the fortress. Still not quite done. There's some texturing, especially on the inside, that needs to be done. And some points down here are not quite finished, with some air pockets being left over as well. Um, but to be honest, I think I'm done for today. I know it's a few minutes early, but yeah. So plan for next stream is finish this side of the fortress, maybe texture in some of the ground blocks, make this whole thing ready, and let me just take a quick few screenshots. Oh wait, no, I have a better idea. Few screenshots and two more windows. Not here. I wanted to end stream, but now I'm back. We are so back. Now this place doesn't really have, or this site doesn't really have space for windows. So let me instead just add these pillars to fill in the blank spots. I mean, you could, if you have time, the VOD should be, I don't know if I can get it up today, but it will definitely be up tomorrow on YouTube. So if you want to see how it looks, feel free to look at my YouTube. Once you actually can look, of course. Uh, I want to find a place for a screenshot for the thumbnail. Honestly, if I just get rid of some of these blocks right here of this hill, would that hurt too much? Honestly, no. Okay, well, I'm not looking from that side anyways, so. Yeah, exactly. Next stream is, yeah, so, okay, let me do the outro. So, we've done some great work today. This whole side of the fortress is basically finished. Next stream, we will get done with the other side and then probably either start building the city or doing some decorations for the general area. I have some ideas for foliage that I want to place, so it will be much quicker this time. But our next stream is going to be on Monday. How can one be so bad with numbers? Or with time, at least. Damn it, it's like when I want to convert like the time zone, my head just blanks out. It just stops working. Wait, I start at 4 p.m. I stream till 7 p.m. Okay, so it will be a long time since I have this outro like completely done and be able to say it with no problems. Next stream is going to be on Monday from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Central European time. If you want to know when that is in your time zone, please feel free to look at my schedule tab on Twitch. And until then, I hope you all have a nice day, evening, night, whenever you're watching. And I'll see you next time. Bye.